I could on a working family vacation. And it took basically 7 days out of my life to see what I could, to talk to people, to verify the reports, to get inside. It took a lot of effort to get inside there. I couldn't show you the pictures, but I could verify the pictures I did show you taken by others. We do have a very serious problem. But I also believe that ultimately our hope's not in our government. Our hope's in the God of our nation, God who made us. And we need to love the immigrant, love people, and remember that these children are being fodder in this situation. They are being assaulted. They are being taken care of. It's one of the reasons why we need to solve this. And we need to protect our own life, liberty, and property. But we also ultimately, the assimilation that's needed, it's needed by people like you and me. And of course it needs to be two-way. And that should be, we should think about that in our immigration policy, who we let in. But we gotta work hard at it, and may God give us grace to transform this nation once again that fears Him, and that upholds the rules of the law, that loves its neighbor. I'm talking about our neighbor right here first. Did you have another question?
You have more hope in the federal government than I do.
No, I said my hope was not in government. It's not even. I have. My hope's in the Lord. I remember Psalm.
I understand. We're not going to fix that mess in Washington, though.
And in many ways, it's pretty bad in Austin.
Austin is bad too. That's why we're here.
That's right. Good. Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Bad. I would recommend that Governor Perry call a special session. I mean, there's several things we can do immediately here in Texas to secure that border and get it shut down. Remove the incentives that bring people here. There's lots of things that we can do. This idea of giving illegal aliens access to our public school system, that right there is a big draw. I can go and I can get a free education for my kids.
Plyler versus Stowe, 1982.
Well, I hate to tell you, but our governor has been proponents of some of these things, and I don't know that that's going to happen.
We know, but we want to hold his feet to the fire.
Yeah, I think that's right. I've opposed him vehemently on the freebies and on the in-state tuition. I did not support that. Do not support that.
Would you support a special session being called?
Beg your pardon?
Would you support a special session being called?
To do what?
My goodness, yes. I mean, the legislature's not going to be back in session until January of 2015. That's a long time to let this go. I think that we need something that is done now and immediately. And the only way we're going to do that is if we get a special session called, we get our legislators down there to appropriate the funds, eliminate the magnets that are going here. Y'all can do that, but it's going to take a special session unless we wait till 2015. Do you support a special session?
I support getting rid of the freebies except for emergency critical care.
That wasn't my question.
And
Do you support a special session?
I think it would be probably ineffective. You haven't been down there and seen 181 people working as a committee. It can get. I do support. I do support in the regular session, and right now, and the speaker has called for some study of the border and how we're using the money and commercial activity in Mexico. I want him to do more than that, and I think we should have an interim charge to deal with these things. But I can also tell you, practically speaking, that it's very unlikely, because the leadership of the state on freebies particularly has supported them for a long time.
Mr. Simpson, I'm asking if you would be supportive of calling a special session. Yes or no?
Not at this time.
Why?
I think it would be a waste of taxpayer dollars.
And what do we have right now? Because these organizations that are housing the illegals, they got their money from us, the taxpayers. And so we are already wasting taxpayer dollars.
Wasting time on them.
And we're putting our children and our families at health risk. We are putting them at risk for violent gang activity. I mean, we're endangering the lives of our family and children by not doing anything. I don't see how we can afford not to take dramatic action.
Well, I do think we need to, but unless we secede, most of these problems
From up north, think about it.
I have thought about that, but I am concerned. There's a lot of people here in Texas that are very different than Northeast Texas. And it's, though there's quite a bit of consensus right here in this room, it is very different. And that's one of the reasons I have not supported secession. Because I don't think it would be a lot different than the United States at this point. I would support basically opting out of Medicaid and having at least initially taking care of needy people with 40% of the money that comes from us directly, and then encouraging charities and individuals and families to step up. The biggest hurdle there is long-term care.
So if you do not want to call a special session, then your plan between now and January 2015 is to just hope for the best, but we all should prepare for the worst?
No, I'm working diligently on the matter. I'm working with my colleagues. I'm bringing you this report. I spent a week of my life down there. And I do think the speaker should expand the interim study and hold hearings across the state on this issue.
We've done the surge with CPS, and we're back on 1,000 people down on the border.
Yeah.
You might want to see what happens there.
We have done the surge even prior to most people knowing about this. We've extended it, and we're now going to spend about $11 million per month, 12, with our National Guard seeking to supplement the law enforcement efforts on the border. I know we all feel passionately about this. I think those are significant steps. I don't know if they're going to solve the problem at all. I think that most of the problems got to be solved in Washington, and that's. But those are the things, we can deal with in Austin that we've talked about, and I am concerned about our schools, and I'm working on that legislation right there. Others who have questions? Yes, excuse me.
David, I love you too. Love your family. Love your chief of staff. You're one of the few people elected that I can trust. Ted Cruz is one of the others.
What?
I was down in Austin in the speaker's conference room last Wednesday when the illegal invasion conference was held. And there were some propositions there about the U.S. Constitution, the Texas Constitution, and what we can do on a local basis. I know in my soul that the feds have failed us. Harry's just putting on a show at 1,000 troops. That's 1 per mile. That's nothing. We need 100 times that, I think. Anyway, in Tyler today at Smith County Courthouse, we had a big knockdown